What is it going to take for next year to be your best year ever? Well, it all starts with the goals that you set. And on this video, I'm going to give you a crash course on goal setting. You ready? Let's get to work. Hey, it's Matt from Pastors and Preachers Academy. Hope you're doing well. Thank you again for the opportunity to help you enjoy living faithfully and leading fruitfully. We're talking about goal setting, and this is actually the third in a four-part series as we set you up for success in 2019. And I'd love for you to go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, because every single week when we release a brand new video, you're going to get to know about it before everybody else. And so here's what I want to do. I want to basically do what I have been doing for years now with my private clients. And so one of the things that you're getting the benefit of is basically hundreds of hours of research, as I have worked with private clients, mostly pastors and preachers, trying to help them create goals that are actually going to measure what matters and give them the best opportunity to get where they want to go and to experience success in their personal life, in their church, in their ministry. And so what I want to do here today is basically give you a 5-step plan for setting great goals for 2019. And so let's just start with this one. I think at the very first thing that I would want you to do is I would want you to take 15 minutes or so and just to brainstorm all of the different things that you could measure in 2019, personally or professionally. This is anything and everything from what you're doing with your own job in terms of preaching and praying, spending time with people, things that need to happen in your church, how are we going to grow our church, what does discipleship look like, leadership development. Personally, that could be time with your family, your own spiritual health, things that you're trying to consider in terms of how do I grow in my emotional intelligence, how do I basically do a good job of investing in my physical health. Maybe this is the year where you're consistent in your exercise plan, or maybe this is the year where you sleep a little bit more, change the way that you eat, all those kind of things. So you want to take about 15 minutes and create what I call a goal avalanche. That's the first step in creating a great set of goals for 2019. Now, the second thing that I want you to do, the second step in setting goals for 2019, is that I want you to limit the number of goals that you're going to set. And this is what I usually do. I take that Pareto principle, the 80-20 principle that says that 20% of what you do creates 80% of the value, and I want you to look at your goal avalanche list, and I want you to make goals for no more than 20% of that list. Now, to simplify this, let's imagine that you have a list of 10 possible goals that you could focus on. I only want you to focus on 2, because goal setting is the first step to get you where you want to go. But what we're really after is goal achievement, right? So what I want you to do there is to really focus on the things that you determine are going to matter most. And so that's going to get us into the third step. So what we've done first is we created a goal avalanche, and then we have limited ourselves to 20% of our potential list of goals. And now we've got to figure out, so which are the ones that matter most? So here's what I like to do. I basically like to list out, here are those 10 things that I could invest in. And what I want to do is I want to look at 3 particular factors in determining which ones of these I should focus on. And the way that I like to do this is I like to kind of score this on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being not very significant, 5 being very significant. And so here are the things that I want to look at. I want to ask myself, what kind of impact is this going to make on a scale of 1 to 5? 5, massive impact. 1, not really impact at all. Second, I want to find, does it energize me? Do I enjoy it? 5, I really enjoy it. 1, I don't enjoy it at all. And then how sustainable is it? Can I do this day after day, week after week, month after month? 5, it's easy to do. It's sustainable. 1 is this is really complicated. And so I just want to take those different goals that I've looked at as possible goals, and as I'm trying to figure out those maybe 2 or 3 things that I'm going to focus on, then I just want to really work through that system. So I'm not just guessing. It's not just confirmation bias. I'm actually giving myself time to work through a process. And then once I understand that, and let's imagine that. So for me, I come back and go, I really want to focus on preaching and prayer. That's just kind of where I'm at. I think my personal life is going pretty well. I really want to focus on these 2 aspects of my professional life. And what I want you to do is I want you to take those 2 areas that you're like, that's what I need to do a good job setting goals in, preaching and praying. And what I want you to do, number 4 in this 5-step plan, is I want you to go ahead and I want you to figure out how you measure what matters. And let's imagine that one of the things you want to do in preaching is you don't like how your sermon prep creeps into the weekend. So let's say that your goal is that you consistently finish your sermon preparation by Thursday. That's a good goal. It's clear, it's specific, it's measurable. And then on praying, let's say that you want to take a half day a week in order to spend time praying for your people. That's a specific goal as well. And so what you've now done is you've measured something that's meaningful, something that matters to you. And then the fifth thing that I want you to do, the last step in goal setting, is that I want you to go in and I want you to say, what can I accomplish in the next 90 days? Can I get to that, what I want to do? And so let's take it out of that. Let's imagine you're wanting to lose weight. And let's imagine your doctor said that you need to lose a lot of weight for whatever reason. How much weight do you believe that you can responsibly lose in the next 90 days? And in a previous video, we talked about setting a range of goals. So setting a good, better, and best goal, and that's what I like to do here. I want to measure what matters, what can I accomplish in the next 90 days, what would be good, what would be better, what would be best. And so there are the 5 steps in a goal setting process. Create a goal avalanche, limit your focus to 20%, figure out what your focus needs to be, what is your actual best work, what do you need to focus on right now. Number 4, how do you measure what matters, and number 5, what can you accomplish in 90 days, all right? Now, here's what I like for you to do. I'd love for you to just take a stab at that maybe, and in the comments below, tell me what your best goal is, or let me know if you have any questions about what we just kind of ran through there. We're just kind of skimming the surface here about that. So if I'm talking and you have a question, then go ahead and get that in the comments below. I'd love to jump in and help you. 2 questions that I get a lot, pretty consistently when I'm helping people through this process is, number 1, can I set more than one goal? And yes, again, what we're after here is probably focusing on 20%. But I think it's perfectly okay if you're brand new to goal achievement, or if you struggle to set goals and reach goals. If you just want to grab one thing that really means a lot to you and would mean a ton as you get this next year started, then go ahead and focus on that one thing and just have one goal. That's fine. But yeah, you can set more. Just don't try to set goals for every part of your life. It's just too much to keep up with. The second question that a lot of people ask is, what's the most common mistake that people make in goal setting? And what I find is the most common mistake is that they really have a hard time creating a range of outcomes. That we're trying to find a magic number to determine whether we're successful or not. And we're really trying to act like wizards, and we're not. We're human beings, and so there are a lot of things that are going to create twists and turns in your journey. And so I just want to have a range of outcomes, because the stars might align, and I might just have this incredible breakthrough in the next 90 days, or things could happen outside of my control and really make it difficult for me to do all that I want to do. But something's better than nothing. So determine what that thing is good that you'd be happy with, and what would be better and what would be best. And so that's the most common mistake that I see. Okay? Hopefully that was helpful for you. If you'd like to see better results in your goal setting and goal achievement faster, then go into the description below this video, and I've created a goal achievement worksheet. And this is a proven system that I've used myself, that I've used with all my private clients to basically, this is the steps that we walk through every 90 days, quarter after quarter after quarter after quarter. And what it's going to do, it's going to help you figure out what matters most, and then how you go about making that happen, right? Which is what we all want to do. And look, if this video is helpful to you at all, would you do a couple things? Would you, number 1, like it, and then share it with other people? That's the way that more people are going to get the kind of help that you've gotten from this video. And then I'd love for you to subscribe to this channel, because we're going to create videos every single week that are going to help you build the habits that you want to have as you lead as a pastor and preacher. We want you to enjoy living faithfully. We want you to enjoy leading fruitfully. And so I'm taking my experience in 20 years of pastoral ministry and the work that I've done as a performance coach over the last 4 or 5 years, and trying to just create very short, simple content for you here. And so I'm really honored that you would take the time to watch this, and I can't wait to see you next time. And until then, God bless you and take care.